All right, guys, I'm a mess. I'm sorry. Oh, and I was going to tell you the wind had laid down, and I guess it is less than it was. This is, I don't know what day is this. I was wanting to give you an update on Daisy, my pig. She went into labor yesterday and went and did chores last night, and she was in the hut in labor. So I'll show you here as I head out there. I quickly got the other two separated, Daisy and Jimmy Dean. I miss Jimmy Dean, can't tell. I got Daisy and Oscar separated, and we've been dealing with Daisy. And when I saw her, oh, this poor little thing, I gotta keep an eye on her. She's trying to come out the fence. Okay, so Daisy had already had one stillbirth. So I was calling some friends. I'm sorry about the wind. So I was calling some friends, and I called my mentor up in Kansas City, near Kansas City, and she said, looks like you're going to be trying to deliver some other piglets. I'm trying to figure out how to do this where there's the west wind on you guys. And so I did the best I could, and I tried to pull the next one out, because the first one you could tell that she had suffocated. And so I was trying to pull the second one out, and I was able to get the second one up into the birth canal better because it was kind of down. But every time I went to grasp her, because I'm not a little person, and so every time I went to grasp her, the piglet would go back up into the birth canal. And I was making it worse than what I was making it worse, and it was really heartbreaking. So I had a friend come over, and she called her vet friend, and he gave us some instructions for overnight and stuff. And I got up this morning, and there were 5 more dead piglets all over the place, and Daisy's not in good shape, and it was really difficult. It was really hard. So I called the vet and told him and asked him to come on out. And so he was in the process of coming out, and a couple hours later he showed up, and lo and behold, I've got one cute little darling piglet. I'll show you. Now the fence is off because she won't leave the fence alone. Is that not the cutest little thing ever? So we had 7 total borns, and this one is the one that survived. And she's just as cute as she could be. And I picked her up once to go put her with Mom. Mom's in there recovering. They gave her something for pain because poor thing, she was shaking, she was hurting so bad. Gave her antibiotics because we were doing invasive stuff to her, and and they also gave her something to cause more contractions just in case there's still something else up in there. And so that's what she's in there trying to do now. While this little girl, I mean, she got a real good snack a while ago. Golly, is she cute? So maybe I can herd her back over toward Mom. Maybe we can do that. And Jimmy Dean, he's been not Jimmy Dean, I'm so sorry, Oscar Mayer. I'm tired. Oscar Mayer, he's hurting pretty bad, and so I was glad when the vet looked at him, and he thinks he needs an adjustment, but he gave him some inflammation stuff for inflammation, because he thinks that his back is out of adjustment, and that's why he can't hardly get up. So everybody's got drugs, except for Waddles. She's fine. She doesn't need anything, but everybody's taken care of there. I'm going to see if I can herd this little girl back up toward her mom, because she's wanting to explore. Let's see how we can do this. I managed to get in here without too much trouble. Oh, she's coming back out. You're a mess. And she's feisty, goodness. I'm trying to catch this between gusts of wind. I left her, she was laying down next outside to it, and I come over here, and she's like halfway in and halfway out of the pen. She'll figure out how to get in there. There she goes. Cool. That makes me feel much, much better. Okay, I'm going to give you another update. Yeah, I'm on the road, and I'll tell you what's going on there here in a minute. But I'm going to give you an update. And I can't even remember what I told you previously. I'll try to recap a little bit. But yesterday I went to check on Daisy, and she was not wanting to get up, and the baby was hungry. and that was Thursday the 23rd. And I can't even tell you what, I think it was Tuesday she went into labor. So I don't know. I'll check into it, and I'll put in the notes above or something. We can tell exactly how long she's been. This poor girl. She's had a rough time. I'm sorry. We're in Oklahoma. We've got bumpy roads in Oklahoma. But yesterday she didn't want to get up. The baby was hungry. I had so many other things going on, and I ended up having to run back to town and getting some supplemental feed for, like milk for the baby, because what I'm thinking now is what happened is I think Daisy laid around so long that the baby emptied the one side, because Daisy didn't move yesterday. So the baby, I think she emptied one side, and there was no more milk to be had for a little bit, because Daisy was not drinking, she was not eating, and I think she emptied her. So I called the vet, and he said that I had to get Daisy up, and it took some work. She did not want to get up, but she's still contracting. So I didn't understand that the medicine that they gave her was going to make her contract for like a whole nother 24 hours or whatever. I just didn't understand that at all. But what do I know? And I don't know anything. And so I got her up. She got a little bit of a drink of water, and she wandered around, but some rain was coming. It was kind of misting and raining, and so little Piglet was cold and trying to follow Mom around. But we got everybody settled down again. I felt better that Daisy had gotten up, and the Piglet was not happy about being bottle fed, but she did take some, and that was cool too. Then I get up this morning, and there were 2 more dead piglets. And that was so heart-wrenching. But I crawled up in the hut to get them, and Daisy immediately jumped up to square off with me, and that was a good sign. I mean, she would never hurt me, but she saw me grabbing one of the piglets and was being a mom again. Because yesterday, when I was dealing with the baby and feeding, and she was squealing and squealing and squealing, Daisy just laid there. I was real sure that Daisy was going to die, and so actually it made a difference on whether I'd be in the car right now on how Daisy was this morning. But I pulled the 2. I got the 2 dead piglets out of the hut. Little Piglet was sleeping in the hay and jumped up and looked around and said, "Hey, what's going on here?" So she didn't act hungry, and so I guess Mom was making milk again or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have Tom keep an eye on her tonight. So I'm encouraged that Daisy is up. I'm encouraged that the Piglet is still alive and was not trying to nurse. So I am now on my way to Camden, Tennessee, like I was planning to do all along, and go to the Self-Reliance Festival. I think I've got everything under control enough where I can go. I think Daisy's going to be okay. I think the Piglet's going to be okay. And so I'm going to close this out here, because there's nothing I can do about Daisy right now anyway. And I'll get you some more footage about the Self-Reliance Festival. So I'm on my way there. So God bless, guys. I'll keep you updated as I know, and it's been really heart-wrenching, but we'll get there. It's been rough. All right, God bless, guys. I'll see you next time. Okay, I thought I had that last one was my ending video for the Piglet thing with the Daisy saga and stuff, and it is not. I drove to the Self-Reliance Festival, and that's going to be the next video that's going to come out. And it's going to be little snippets of stuff that I've seen and learned while I was at the Self-Reliance Festival. And of course, I call Tom and check on him, make sure that he's... I don't think I mentioned in the video either, because... okay, I don't know. I know that I've mentioned the fact that Oscar's been having trouble with walking, being real stiff, having trouble getting up and all that other stuff. And I was so wrapped up with Daisy, I don't think I told you about it. But the vet also checked Oscar. And honestly, he thinks he needs a spinal adjustment, like chiropractic. But right now, he left with some anti-inflammatories and stuff where we could take care of him. And so I was calling that night, not only to check on Daisy and little Piglet, but how Oscar was doing too, if there was any change. Because the vet actually even gave him gave Oscar an injection, because when when the vet was there, Oscar wasn't even getting up. He was having a hard time getting up. It's like his hind legs don't want to work at all. So the best he could determine was that he needs a chiropractic adjustment, but like I said, we're going to try some anti-inflammatories hidden in marshmallows, along with some Prilosec to help counteract what the anti-inflammatories might do to his stomach. Yeah. So I've been stuffing. I stuffed a bunch of medicine into marshmallows. I got Kinsey to stuff some marshmallows for me. And in fact, now that I'm back from SRF, Suffer Nights Festival, I'm stuffing more marshmallows to get us through the rest of his medication. But back to what I was saying, I called Tom and asked about everybody. And he told me that the little piglet died too. So that one really broke my heart. I'm not going to lie, it broke my heart real bad. It was bad enough to have all the stillbirths, and for some reason her not being strong enough to push them out. And there were 9 piglets total, and only one had made it out alive, and now she's dead. So that part is truly over, but man, it breaks my heart. That's not the way I'd want to start doing raising pigs, you know, with breeding trios and stuff. It's got me thinking and wondering. You always try to evaluate and assess and determine what's the best thing for your family and everything. And I understand it's not unusual with the first time farrowing that this happens, but man, it's not. I wasn't ready for that. I really wasn't ready for that. I should have been, I guess. I mean, I've done enough studies and seen enough videos, YouTube videos, to know that there are always things that goes wrong whenever you have births and stuff. But yeah, I want to say though, and I don't know if it doesn't matter if Hannah watches these. There's a young lady at our church that she's studying to become a veterinarian, and I think she's like a veterinarian assistant now or something now. I don't know what she is, but she told me up front she didn't have any experience with pigs yet, but she was really sweet and came over, and if nothing else, was helpful to me because she was there. And I was very, very grateful for her. Still am grateful for her. But yeah, it's been rough. Daisy's much better. I mean, she's finally done 4 days of labor, guys. Come on. That's crazy. That's like, I think when I had heard it's supposed to be over in 4 hours, And I understand that there are things that happen and stuff, but dang, 4 days of labor is just... But she looks better. She's in fact, this is Monday morning, and she's even eating this morning. She wasn't eating. She finally was drinking. It took a while for her to drink, but now I observed her eating, and I think she's well on the way to recovery. It's just, that was rough, and I'm glad it's over. So I am definitely wrapping it up this time. I do want to talk. I keep forgetting to put things at the end of my videos, talking about different things I want to talk about. The biggest one I'm forgetting to do is a freesteading.com. That is a new social. It's not new anymore, but it's relatively new, and where people in our community who do homesteading and lifestyle, freedom lifestyle things and stuff like that, there's a whole community there that they're interacting. And I guess the best I could say is probably kind of a modification to Facebook. I don't know. It's something like that. But it's growing. It continues to grow. The people who run that are staying on top of things and monitoring things and making the changes that need to be changed as they go. So it's turning into a really good community. I would encourage you to check it out. freesteading.com. They even have an app that's up and running, so you can do it from your phone if you want to. So it's been a rough week. I say it's been rough for me, but poor Daisy, she's had a rough week. But I still encourage you to live until you die. I pray that you don't have deaths like this and illnesses and whatever, But that is life, so that's where it goes. But I still encourage you to live until you die. And God bless, guys. I will see you next time.